Thanks for watching Digging Deep, where we're digging into a little bit of everything. Jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, dude. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Just wanted to do a little Mongoose Bash update. Nothing has changed since the last ride. This Mongoose Bash build is 100% complete, other than the dropper post, which I'm not concerned about that right off the back. For now, I don't mind moving it manually. Pain in the butt. You see them other guys popping right up. It's like I need that, but not to get sidetracked. As you can see, this Maxxis DHR2 tire is pretty clean in the rear. I did my first time converting to tubeless tires. It was rather easy. I will say I did make a mess on the second one the first time doing this. That's why that's clean. I had to redo it. So I did make a little bit of a mess because I put the tire on backwards. Would have been fine. And then I had it on. I said, snap. But anyhow, this bike has been great. Anybody looking to purchase this bike is mainly what I wanted to throw this update out there for, is kind of like, yeah, how big are you? I've had a couple guys ask in the comments. So basically, I think about my size, maybe 5'9", 5'10", but I wouldn't push any further past 5'10" and maybe about 170 pounds or so. That's a 17-inch frame bike. So that puts it in the medium category. I think it's feels like medium to small, but what I know, I haven't been on many other bikes. So other than that, this has been a fun build, fun bike. But as you know, some of the trails I ride is pretty aggressive. I'm always trying to step my game up. And good old Catoctin Mountains at the Frederick Watershed is rocky terrain. So maybe sometime in the next year, we're going to look at maybe upgrading the suspension. I'd like to get the specs from Mongoose on this frame so I can check out the geometry and kind of figure out what I could push tweaking this bike around and not throw the geometry of the bike off like crazy and just make for a bad experience and wasting money. Yeah, I did limp in on this suspension setup here. Got kind of lucky. But update, everything's been running good. The only problem I've had with these hydraulic brakes, and they've been working really well. They are a knockoff brand, and let's see, they were the Bluke, I do believe, right there. There's an Amazon hydraulic brake kit, and they've been working awesome. Now keep in mind, the bike had mechanical cable brakes stock, so when you're going from that to off-brand hydraulic brakes, it's still going to feel amazing probably. But other than the screws backing out, and I do have some Loctite I'm going to put in there, the little adjustment screws for how far your lever you want to come in driving the piston. But other than them backing out, they have been great with stopping power and just working out on the trails for me. I'm trying to get out and ride as much as possible before it gets too cold. And I guess after the cold sets in, we'll be waiting on our warmer days to get out there and rip. We do have some other projects coming. We want to tune up the 50 and get it running a little bit better. I'm going to let the boy give me a hand on that, and it's the only way to learn. So, but other than that, this bike is fun. Do I want an enduro bike down the road? Absolutely. But for now, on a budget, this was a fun build, a fun start into mountain biking, and we're going to go from there. But you're going to see much more action on this thing, I'm sure. So stay tuned for more videos. Any questions or comments on the build, I'll try to answer them as best as possible. But this bike, it rides really, really well. And, I often get on the stock one my wife has, and it's like, wow, you really appreciate, you know, what you've done, and you know how much of a success it was turning a Walmart bike into a rather decent bike, aluminum chassis. Mongoose is, you know, not a bad brand bike. It's been out for years, since I was a young boy. I've had a couple, but Walmart's buying out everybody, so I guess all these companies, I think Schwinn and a few other Walmart are selling now. But it's a good base frame bike. You got the Mongoose X1. There's plenty of videos out there. I think this was just a newer bike that just had come out, just in a little bit cheaper version. The specs, I'm not sure how they compare on the chassis or on the frame. I would like to do that, but I would like to contact Mongoose and so I can get the head tube angle and, you know, certain specifications on this bike, and just kind of compare it to other name brand bikes. And maybe when I do another suspension upgrade to this, I'll kind of try to copy the layout of you know, some of your top dollar enduro bikes. I'm not sure if I could push a 160 on here. I would like to, but I'd definitely like to come up from the 120 to at least a 140 in the front suspension. But, you know, setting this bike up, good topic. You know, for as aggressive as I ride, if you watch some of my other videos, I have it tuned in pretty good to where I'm almost maxing it out, and I just backed off a little bit. And, you know, I may be able to squeeze a little less out. I am doing some trial and error. I think I'm running 90 in the front now. But, you know, even set just about right, it sets the suspension up rather stiff. If you're out hitting, you know, decent sized jumps and rocky terrain, I really think, you know, you want a little bit softer feel in the suspension, and that's going to come with more travel shock. But we're going to look into that and try not to limp in this time around. This was kind of like a quick little, did a quick little research and started buying stuff. So, you know, but anybody that can help too, you know, because obviously I am no master at this. I just, you know, started doing some research, mechanically inclined, and here we are. But if anybody has any, because this is running the straight tube, and I think, you know, the tapers out there like crazy since where I've been searching. But I would like to put a decent 160 on here. If it doesn't throw the geometry of the bike off too much, I'm going to do my research. But anyhow, that's just a basic update. I don't want to run this video out too long. We're going on like 7+ minutes here. And that's the update. I will say, man, I had some tubes running in this for 24 hours or so. And basically, yeah, I still got sealant I need to clean off the tire. But basically, I could tell a big difference from running these tubeless versus having the tube in it. It just lightened the bike up even more, and they just, I don't know, they had a way better feel to them. It's kind of hard to describe, but you can definitely tell. But anyhow, again, I don't want to run this video too long, but any questions or comments, or, you know, anybody that can even help me out on maybe jumping the suspension up a little more on this. Maybe I'm maxed out, maybe I'm not. Like I say, I got the 120 on the front there. Thought about putting a 140 or maybe even pushing a 160. But other than that, you know, this build is complete, and we will look into the suspension upgrades. Again, thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos.